Hello everyone, welcome to Addy Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty analysis for 15th September, that is Wednesday, for tomorrow. Today, and a trade review of what I did today. Today was a pretty good trading day for me because we traded in Banknifty and we traded only on the CPR logic. What I have opened here is the CPR logic and the CPR levels and daily CPR, and this blue line is nothing. The three dotted blue lines are nothing but the weekly CPR. We today comfortably shorted over here. Okay, we took a hedge position, we took a call and a put, and our stop loss the stop loss was the previous day high for the put. Since we formed this kind of a wick, we kept the stop loss until here, this zone, as a stop loss. So any candle closing above 36,740, we would have squared off our position, and our target was the pivot. We exactly hit the pivot at about 1 o'clock and made pretty good profits. This is our profits for the day. We made around 21,000, which is pretty decent. So we just traded on one simple logic, that is the CPR reversal logic. If the price opens between the CPR and R1 and previous day high, if the price opens between, we exactly opened in between, okay, and there's a good chance, the reversal logic states there's a good chance the price might reverse to the CPR pivot point, the CPR pivot. So that's exactly what happened, and it was not a very spontaneous trade where momentous trade where we were in profit throughout the day. Probably somewhere over here the option premium was dropping and we were in very few profits, like 5,000 or 4,000. But when this move came right at about 12:55, when this move came and we hit 36,500, this move gave us all the profits. Exactly half of this green candle. Since we touched pivot, I exited here. Now coming to the tomorrow trade, right, I have few levels marked which can play as an important support and resistance. This is the 15 minutes chart of the Bank Nifty. See, all the green lines are nothing but a good support, and I'm making use of this black trend line. See, there's a very good support in Bank Nifty at about 36,500 in this area. So tomorrow, for some reason, if we go below 36,500, we can see below levels of 36,420 and even 36,300 and even 36,250 is possible. See, today we have taken resistance at this trend line. This was another confirmation for us to short. Apart from the CPR, even this black trend line that I've drawn right from top, it was kind of taking resistance at this trend line, so we got double confirmation to short. So tomorrow again I'm expecting the price either could be within this two trend lines. We might go down, take support here, come up, take resistance, and finally either way it should break out of this trend line or break down of this trend line, is my view for tomorrow or Thursday. Within this week we should break out of this trend line or break down. So we have a levels mark on the upside, that is 36,750, and the higher level is 36,850. And I'll tell you why the trade looks more on the downside. The first thing is SGX Nifty is showing a gap down. We were seeing at about 30 points, now it's recovered, so we have only about 4 points gap down. Probably this can turn positive later in the day. So depending on the gap down or gap up, right, I'm just going to shift back to the CPR chart where I have only the CPR lines. See, I'm using two charts just to keep it clean, because even if I add CPR here, the chart will end up looking messy. So this is where I have in 5 minutes, let me go to 15 minutes. This is where the three blue lines are nothing but the weekly CPR. This is the last week CPR range, and for this week this is the CPR, and the regular pink and the green lines and the red lines are daily CPR. So if we start trading tomorrow below this CPR range of 36,500. There's a good chance we might slip until S2 36,400 or even 36,280 is a good chance if we start trading below the weekly CPR. And there's see, today we went up and came down. See, there were two things that gave us confirmation to square off our profits here. One is the daily CPR pivot, and we were also at a weekly CPR pivot, right? So based on these two things, we booked the profits here. Now coming for tomorrow, depending on the gap up or gap down, right? Now say, let me just mark these three lines within extended lines. So we know for tomorrow, so this is the weekly CPR, we have the daily CPR here. So there's a good chance if we get some kind of a gap down, there might be a pullback until 36,632 to the daily CPR and the weekly CPR, and we might see S1 or the previous day low. If this S1 and previous day low breaks, yes, we will be going probably S2 or even this level over here, the green line, which is already marked over here, that is about 36,420. We could even see that level. Another possibility is we can get a gap down and a small gap down within this weekly CPR pivot, and probably the price can take support at the previous day low S1, and there's chances of it even moving higher. That is one possibility. And the other possibility, just like what happened today, we might gap up between the daily CPR and the previous day high and R1, and probably hit the previous day high and again take resistance and come down until the daily CPR pivot and the weekly CPR pivot. So there's a good possibility of even this. If we get a small gap up, we might go until 36,000, say 740 or 36,700, and then dip until the daily CPR. So this is for Nifty and for Banknifty. These are the supports that I've drawn based on the price action. I'll be using both in live trading, and these are the levels that I'll be using from CPR. See, mostly my entries will be based on the CPR pivots, any of the CPR levels, and the exit will be based on CPR and the support or the resistance that we see on the pure price action. Now coming to the open interest for Banknifty, I have opened the Banknifty open interest chart. See, we have a very good support at 36,500. There's a good amount of call writers and put writers at 36,500. A lot of people would have done some kind of spreads here. That's why we have a lot of OI. And there's a good resistance on the upside, even at 36,700, 37,000. So there is a good resistance on the upside for Banknifty, and a good support at 36,500 and 36,000. I don't think we'll dip until 36,000. So if the global market remains bearish, right, the Dow today opened in green and had a bit of a sell-off. If something like that, the global market stays bearish, if all of the Asian markets are bearish, we might see a break of 36,500 on the chart. It is about this green zone that I marked, right? If we break this 36,500, this green zone, this bottom line that I've marked, the green zone, if we start trading below this, there's a good chance we might slip at least until 36,300 or even 36,200 or 100 is a possibility, because of the number of put writers are here, right? If the market starts going down, they will exit, and this can push the market down. So that is one possibility. And on the upside, based on this trend line, there's even a possibility that we might gap up, come retest this trend line, and probably break out on the upside if a breakout comes tomorrow, which is less likely to happen based on the open interest. But the open interest data is a very dynamic data. It can change quickly in the live market. So we cannot 100% depend on the open interest analysis. It's only the price action that we can count on. So that's for Bank Nifty. Now let's just quickly look at Nifty. See, Nifty for some reason today it went almost very close to all-time high, and at one point it did look like it's going to break out, but reverse back. See, in one of my previous videos, I had marked this level as a good resistance. So what has happened is we have broken about that resistance, gone up, taken resistance at the all-time high, and retested this resistance zone. So from here, there are two possibilities that I'm counting on. One, this could be a retest and we could see further upside, is one possibility. The other possibility is we can break down, probably come up, take resistance at this zone. See how many times we have taken resistance here, right, at about 17,370. So we might take resistance in this zone, and tomorrow and even go down further is also a possibility that I'm looking at. Now, making use of the CPR, even CPR levels pretty much, few of the important levels are pretty much same as we have marked. We have the previous day low, S1, S2, so we have this green line marked over here. And even possibility of touching S3 is possible. See, when I make use of CPR pivots and when I make use of the price action is, say something like this, on say over here the price starts coming down, okay, so now we are over here, the next support is at 17,260. Now before that you want to see if there's any other support that where you can book profit, so you can make use of CPR and exit at R3 or S2 depending on the price action. So that's how I mix the price action and CPR for the day trading. So this is my view for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Let's check the open interest for Nifty. See, there's a huge resistance on the upside for Nifty. We might slip a little bit more on the downside in Nifty. There is a good chance we might be between 17,300 and 17,400 for this expiry or Wednesday. See, usually Wednesdays are a pretty trending day. We either trend on the upside or downside because of the weekly expiry. So let's see how things play out tomorrow. We have our levels marked. We will be trading. I'll be trading if any of these possibilities that I just mentioned comes true, like today. On a 5 minutes chart, the entry looked pretty decent and beautiful. We got many inverted hammers, okay, on a 5 minute chart. So we entered at the first hammer itself, and our stop loss was kind of this zone that we made. So if any candle had come down and gone and closed above this zone, we would have exited, but we made a pretty decent profit and happy to end the day in green. So I might be trading tomorrow or not, I don't know. If I do, and I'll be posting my trade on Instagram, and also I'll try and put the trade analysis for Thursday as well. So that's it for today. Have a good trading day tomorrow, and thank you for watching this video.